All right, so this is going to be a great video because I'm realizing stuff about myself. I got a good colon. I went for a colonoscopy yesterday. It's my third. And, a couple of little polyps, but that's standard for me. But they said it really looked good, so, yeah. That was, you're always kind of nervous. This is that telly. I got the high strings, a little buzzing, not buzzing, but it's like a little catch on pull-ups or on pull, bends. That's cool. It's a little bit. But I've been kind of obsessing on it. But the truth is, I didn't buy this guitar to do that anyway. But here's where I'm at. So I got this new guitar. It's just the same setup. The JMP on the left, the matchless on the right. It's just money to me, and now I got no cab. So the only cab I have is that matchless that I hate recording with that thing, and it's 4 ohms. It's just, so I don't know. Honestly, I've been messing with listening to all these clips and everything, and I think I just like the 1960B with the G12T 75s. It just seems to work the best for maybe the types of sounds I'm getting. I don't know, but I may go try one after this. But that's not what this is about. This is about me. So I'm 61 years old. I've been playing since I'm a little kid. Went through my whole shredder phase, my teens, 20s, into kind of my mid-20s when I started singing. By now I'm already living in Hollywood, but I took lessons with Paul Gilbert, and I was really into Yngwie and, Al Di Meola and George Lynch and, all that kind of stuff. Loudness and, Ronnie LaTecra and all that. But, yesterday, and I've kept it on auto debit. My auto debit for my yearly subscription for $99 with TrueFire. So TrueFire is an app that's loaded with all these, lessons from all these great guitar players, and funk, chicken picking, hard rock, classical jazz, hybrid picking, cage system, all this stuff. And honestly, I think this is my third year now having it. It's on the desktop of my phone, main desktop. I've probably sat and used it for an hour. And I've got all these aspirations, but I just, but I haven't done it. And the thing is, when it went through last night, and so I'm also, I'm like a sober guy, and I kind of been going through some stuff with different people, like helping them through their stuff, and then realizing that their stuff's kind of like my stuff. I got the same stuff, right? And it's like this, like, is it like, because I've been thinking like, I'm just so broken from, 25 years in LA, and, I don't want to dream anymore. Like, I don't want to have any I just want to, like, work, do good at my job, but that's it. Like, I don't want to have any dreams of anything. And honestly, my dreams, obviously, when I was a kid, for me, was I want to be a rock star, which happened in a little way a couple of times, but didn't, never happened. But my dreams now is just to be better. So here's going to all of this stuff. Like, am I afraid? Like, what's holding me back? So today, I fire this guitar up, and I start playing, and I'm just playing the same thing I always play. And it's like, it's like not working. Like, oh man, it's like there's got to be more. I don't know. I mean, doing like pop rock and modern country, like I'm good at making parts for songs. That's what I'm good at. Like I can listen to the song and I hear arrangements in my head, and I've got enough faculties on the guitar that I can do anything that I hear, basically. I never hear something and go, oh, I can't do that. But that also means like I'm listening to one, like I'm not hearing like, Brett Mason chicken picking because I don't play like that, or I don't hear, so. But I don't know what I'm getting at. I just wanted to throw this out there. I'm moving past this, whatever it is, this fear or apathy that I have. And I'm going to start working on my guitar playing, And the thing too is, so here's little ego, my ego. When I was a shredder, people are always like, "Whoa!" when I played. Well, nobody's like, "Whoa!" when I play on YouTube because I just kind of play the same thing, and I'm not shredding, and I'm not, doing what other guys are doing, where there's, doing all this swing playing and all this shredding, and you know what? I have to find the things that I want to do, and hopefully it connects to kind of what I do, right? Because for me right now to start learning, I'm going to get my, my sweep picking together. That I will never use that at work. It's just never going to happen, man. One certain way to ruin a pop song is to start sweep picking. You want to kill it dead, do some of that. So I guess I just have to, like, there's one guy on TrueFire that I was working with his lessons for, a day or two. This was maybe last year or whatever. Can't remember his name, but funk player. Like, that would help me in the pop thing to get my, I'm decent at funk, but, I could be better. I also really like the way Greg Koch plays, like the Nashville, like, B bendery, like that. I don't do that. I don't really aspire to do that. I've gone through phases where I was like enamored with that, but it doesn't. The hardest part that I had, I took lessons for a little bit, and I was also like learning from Andy Wood. And it was like he was trying to teach me some song or whatever, Amos Moses, I think. It was Jerry Reed, maybe. But like, the hardest thing that I have with that music is that I never listen to that music. Like, I don't have any of that in my arsenal or my DNA. Zero. I just never listened to it. And honestly, I've tried to listen to it to get better at this, and I don't really, like, I listen to one of those songs and that's it. Like, I never like, I want to listen to that again. It's not like, yeah, it's just like that kind of music's not really my thing. So I've got to find things that'll drive me that I really want to do. And then if they help me with what I do for a living, great. Either way, they're going to help me, because if I'm playing, I'm going to just play better. Because, 90% of what you do in the studio is kind of rhythm playing, and, I'll have a better touch. You see some of these guys when they track, like Derek Wells or whatever, like, you could look and go, oh yeah, those parts are easy. But if you listen to the way they do them, it's not easy. There's a certain feel and accuracy, and most of those guys a lot of them, it's all one take. They just know where all the strings are all the time. That's something that I'm good at sometimes, and sometimes I feel like I struggle, and I have to like work parts out on the fly, get my fingers moving where the strings are skipping, where a guy like Derek Wells doesn't really have to do that. I could also, Well, I could also work on my chart reading, my numbers reading, which is mediocre. Could, but I also had kind of dreams of like, oh, maybe I'll, try to integrate more into Nashville because most of my work is all LA, but I mean, maybe that's still not. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong fish tree. So I don't know, but there it is. See, like, that's all I've been playing lately, because that's where my... I don't know why, but that's where what I've been playing constantly. And I'm kind of one of those people, like, once I get stuck on a riff, I'll play it, like, 4 million times over, like, 6 months. Which I'm not alone with that. A number of people are like that, but I'm definitely like that. Yeah, I've been also working on my sound, so it's like I like to kind of play the same thing. So that's like my barometer. But anyway, there it is. So my thing for this coming year, which is actually starting now, is I'm going to crack out this TrueFire app. See if we can find it here. TrueFire. Log in. I'm already logged in. Let's log in. And this is it. So I probably a lot of pop-ups in these videos. Recently watched. It's going to be probably Greg Koch and that funk dude for sure. Those are great. Greg Koch's a great guitar player. He's got great hands too. Good Lord, he's got those big, strong, limber. And he's got that country thing where it's like go forward, go back kind of thing. Yeah, here's this hybrid picking. Yeah, this more caged. It's just trying to figure out. I don't know where the funk guy is. Brent Mason. See, that's not really what I need. That's not what I do. I mean, obviously benefit from. Oh, this guy. This is the first one I want to get going on. So this is where I'm starting. Funk House, Tight Rhythms, Carl Burnett. I love the way this guy plays guitar, and
Hi, I'm Carl Burnett.
So, yeah, I like the way that guy plays. And, in a lot of pop stuff, whether it's, Bruno Mars kind of electro pop or whatever, Shawn Mendes or Dua Lipa, you hear that kind of somewhat, not quite that over the top type of playing. And that's the thing, too. A lot of times record playing is different than show-off playing. And I know you guys know it. You listen to these guys on YouTube every day showing off. And then you listen to the radio or the records or Spotify or XM, and you're like, oh, way more laid back because show-off guitar playing is going to make the guitar come forward, which is great if you're on YouTube and you're trying to show off, which sucks if there's a singer. And this is also going back to Derek Wells. Like, Derek Wells has more number one hits than anybody right now, I guess the last 10 years in Nashville. And you listen to the way he plays, and it's, it's very kind of rock, a little country in there, a little folky country rock, a little 80s rock in there. But it's a lot of it's very understated. That's what I see. And it's almost like when you meek a horse, right? Meek. The word meek comes, I guess, part of it's meeking a horse. It's power under control. Like when you meek a horse is when you break a horse. So now you're riding on this, 1,800-pound horse, and the horse is being docile and letting you on its back. That horse is still the horse. It could still thrash you. It chooses not to. And that's what all this is about. That's where I think like the perception of what guitar is about can be a little weird if you're just watching YouTube, because YouTube's a lot about showing off and guitars being super loud in mixes, some drum loop that's like okay with like, some bass line that's all right, no singing, and then the guitar's like, quad tracked, loud, just in your face, and then it's like, this shred, like, look at me, man. You go do that in the real world. People aren't digging that for the most part. I mean, unless you're like, oh, I want to be in, some prog band or whatever, or some shred, deathcore band. But, for what I do, that would destroy records. So, anyway, that's it. I love you guys. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Getting this colonoscopy. It's a good thing. The fast was a little rough. Back good on my food. I struggle with food. You guys know that. Why don't I want to binge on broccoli? That's the question. Why is it Oreo cookies? Anyway, there it is. Beautiful guitar. This is a brand new American Professional 2. I've got the top, which is 6.4K, down a little bit, a little bit on the EQ, because this is a that riff. Like, I've done that riff 400 million times, so I need a new riff. But I think maybe also the pine body makes it a little more like steelier, So here's the deal. See, it's a little rough up here, but I didn't buy this guitar to play up here anyway. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. It doesn't matter what goes on. This is not about this. So this for me is a layer guitar, because this is this is jelly to the Les Paul's peanut butter. So this is, I'm playing in here with this, and if I have one part that's shreddy and it sounds squirrely, I'll just raise the bridge, hit it, lower the bridge back down. No harm, no foul. So there you go. You know what Greg Wells says? If you're breathing, you're tuning.